What is up, everybody? I'm DDK, the General Manager for 100 Thieves Valorant, and today we have a coaching update for you. I'm here with some unexpected and, for a lot of you, quite sad news. Gares has decided to move on from the head coach position into a different role off of the team, pursuing content creation. We here at 100 Thieves support him fully with that journey, and we're excited for what he's going to be doing next with that.
Yeah, so working with the team over, this entire season since stage 2, it's been nonstop, right? So since we signed in March, we were building the team. The second the team got built, the contracts were signed, and we had, I think, the open qualifiers in like 3 weeks. So it was just nonstop grinding for 3 weeks and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, right, along the way. I really appreciate all the hard work that the boys put in throughout the time I was on the team. But it's obviously very sad to leave the guys. Built up really strong relationships with everyone on the team, and I think we had a lot of success in such a short amount of time. Everyone was super tight-knit. The transition is definitely bittersweet, right? Like, I definitely obviously miss like streaming and creating content for my fans throughout this time. And that was one of the hardest things. That, as well as like I really missed casting and just being involved in the scene more. A lot of the things I used to do, you unfortunately like didn't have the time for that when you're on the an esports team as a coach. And I didn't think I would miss it as much as I did. I thought my competitive side would take over, and it did, which is why I didn't do any of those things. But I truly do miss it a lot. The primary thing I want to say to the fans is just like, thank you so much for like embracing us. I was so scared when I first joined the team about, failing the fans, because previously we had all these big names on the roster, like the Hikos, the Ethans, the Nitros, like Steel. There's huge names that were on this team. And I think when our roster we built got released, there was a lot of doubt around it. But the change in sentiment was so quick, and I couldn't even believe like how quickly, the fans embraced us and cheered us on. And by the time Champions rolled around, it felt like everyone wanted to see us win, and they were super excited for what's next. And that's part of why this is so difficult for me, is like, it felt like we really did build something special.
With that said, that does mean that we have to make some changes here when it comes to how we're going to be running things. And stepping into his shoes is going to be Mike Hockham, or Mike's HD as you've come to know him, who's been the assistant coach. Mike has been very important in every single category as far as coaching is concerned. So when it comes to the talent development, working with the players individually to help them better themselves and to solve issues with them, Mike has shown himself that he can really perform when it comes to the strategic aspect of the game as well. And when it comes to all of the other elements, understanding how to build the day-to-day, Mike doesn't really miss a beat. So despite the fact that, I think the head coach title has carried a lot of weight, and Sean has remarkable achievements that he's done under that banner, I wouldn't want the title of assistant coach to really minimize the contributions Mike has had as well. And Mike is just another one of those very talented pickups on this team that is going to go very far in helping to make it a story of excellence all around.
Yeah, so I think going into next year, head coach is definitely going to be a greater challenge, just because the game is getting more competitive. Going to be a lot more delegating instead of working on necessarily stuff that I'm kind of told to do. It's going to be making sure everything's running smooth. I'm making sure we have no major holes in our game, and just kind of assigning the workflow as we go to make sure things are organized and the team as a whole is moving in a good direction. I feel like I've had a lot of good new processes and systems that I can use, and just ways of working with players, which is kind of nice about this off season as well. We can actually sit down and get organized for the next season and kind of figure out what things we can use, what tools, what systems to make life easier, not only for the coaching staff, but also for the players as well. Obviously, in our minds, the goal is to win the Americas division and also champs. So those are kind of big goals, obviously, coming right out the gate. That's kind of always been our goals from the beginning, even last year when we didn't have as much time to get things and it wasn't really an off-season period for us. And obviously that's the goal of 100 Thieves as well. So we're all aligned on that. It's just a matter of actually getting the season started and using our off-season well. And I think you'll see a lot of interesting things inside the game that we'll be trying out in terms of compositions. Our map pool, we're still striving to play every single map, so that won't really change. from that process last year. But I think comp-wise and agent-wise, you might see a little bit differences compared to last year. So I know for a lot of the fans out there, it's going to be a bit hard waiting for this off-season period to watch this play because it's a 4-month break practically, so it's all behind closed doors. But hopefully we'll be able to play in either LANs or some sort of tournament so you guys can kind of get a preview of how the team's doing in the meantime before the end of the year at some point. So I know that's going to be kind of hard, and it's going to be really easy to try to guess where we're at or think of hypotheticals or just make up a lot of ideas on how good or bad the team is in comparison to other teams. But I can assure you that everyone is extremely hungry to get back to work, and I think we'll be using the off season as optimal as possible up until Brazil.
So to be a coach is a prestigious position, but there's a lot of work on your shoulders, and previously we had 2 coaches doing that work, so we need to find somebody else who can assist Mike and provide him the support that he needs and work with him to make sure that we have the most successful Valorant program going into 2023. And I think you'll all be really excited by the prospects that we'll be bringing to bear in the near future. We're so excited about next year, and we will be sharing more information about that with you all soon.